Well, the Golf R is in my neighbor's property right now. The reason why it's been kicked off the property because I just installed the front luggage plate. I don't care, it's an economy car, it doesn't matter having a front luggage plate. But Heather's car will remain her daily driver, wintertime and summertime daily driver. Although she expressed interest, and so what usually happens is the Ford Escape comes here in the wintertime, that's still the plan, and the Golf R goes off-site with the wintertime, then we do a swap. But now that I have the Ioniq, that's gonna get the winter tire treatment. That's gonna become the daily driver for me all winter. But then do I put that and the Escape off-site for in storage for summertime? There's really no reason to. So there was talk of Heather storing her wagon off-site. It's just about 10 or 15 miles away. And then that way we'll have the Golf R, the wagon, and the Escape off-site. And then she will drive, the Golf R and this will stay on-site. She'll drive this to and from work, and we'll drive the Golf R on longer trips. Because her car now has 70,000 miles, and she bought it 3 years ago. So I'm looking to offset some of her miles onto the Ioniq. So we can do 10,000 miles. We can put 30,000 miles in this before we start getting charged for it. So basically drive it as much as we want to. Once we hit 30, it goes in storage until the lease is up. That's the plan. So basically, in a nutshell, this will be here year round. The Golf R will be here in the summertime. This and the Escape will go away in the summertime. And the Escape comes on site next week, actually. Now let's go over to the bikes. Now there's one bike here you haven't seen in a while. The only reason they're all outside is because we're actually down in the basement doing a complete reorg. Like, I'm talking about storage shelves, boxes, labeling, cleanup, trash. We're gonna stuff the Ford Escape with all kinds of trash, take it to the dump on Sunday because there's a lot of shit down there to get rid of. And I might also be able to sell some things on ADV Rider. So what you're looking at here is Rosie, the GSA. You're looking at, I think I named her Felicity. It wasn't Trish, I think it's Felicity. The K75. We've got Buzz, the F750 GS, and then we've got Alpha, the Beta Alpha. And the reason why you haven't seen the K75 in a while is because, well, look at it. It's not even rideable right now. I've gotten a little stuck with it because I'm having problems. I have a whole box of screws now for this thing, and I don't know where anything goes. This just isn't really just strapped down. I don't even remember how this little rear ECU thing was mounted. Well, that's the ECU. I don't even know what this is. Is it an ABS module or something? I don't even know whether how it's mounted back there, but it was back there. I just don't know how to mount it. I can't remember how to also mount the rear seat. It uses this thing here, I think. I don't know. There's all kinds of questions I have. And then if you look at the wiring loom, it's all kind of fucked up too. So every time I go to finish the K75 project, I get stuck. So I can't remember, like, where does this mount? Up here. Like, where's the bolt for that? I can't find it. The great news is that the valve checks are done. The oil has been changed. New brake lines, new pads, brake fluid flush, new tires, spline lube front and rear, brand new coolant hoses, brand new fuel filter, brand new fuel pump, brand new ignition coils, brand new spark plugs. What else? I can't remember what else. A brand new battery. There's all kinds of stuff on this thing that's been done. So the last thing truly is to get it back together, and I can't figure that out. So I think this is gonna have to be sent off site with all the parts and have them reassemble it because I'm just completely stuck. But I haven't started it in a while, so let's go ahead and start her up. Sounds good. I've been started in about 6 months. Smells god awful. All right, well, I just got that warmed up, and say started fine when I turned the clutch off. Feels warm. Coolant's flowing okay. So now that I've ran it, I'll check the oil and the coolant levels later. Make sure everything is topped off fine. But it also received brand new front springs and oil, brand new rear shock, you can see back there. New foot pads, new grips as well. So got a full makeover. So I'm in it for about, I think about $3,000 in order to get it to where it is now. But once it's that together, it'll be really just good to go machine. And there's Heather's F750 GS. Update on that, we just gotta finish doing the Denali install. See, the lights aren't fully connected yet, but nothing to report really. Once all of the farkling is done, it'll be time for our break-in oil change. So we'll be doing a video about that. And then the beta, everything's fine. I'm actually about to put it away for the winter. So it'll be, you know, time to put her away. Do a full, this and Rosie are gonna get a full detailing, and then those will get put away for the winter after they both get an oil. So this will get an oil change and a chain cleaning and lube and an air filter change. That's all it needs. And then this will get its 12,000 mile service. That's air filter, oil, check the coolant, new tires probably. I'm also gonna do front and rear brake pads, brake fluid flush, and a valve check. Valves should be in check. There's a spec. They really should not need anything, but hey, you gotta give it a try first. So that's kind of the garage update. So we've got our 4 bikes here. The KLR 250 is at the shop, getting some more engine work done. It needed a full rebuild of the carbs. They were really bad. So once the carbs are done and the final drive work is done, chain sprocket, then we'll be able to bring that home and get it street legal for Heather's brother as a Christmas gift. If I probably should have said that on camera, but I just did. So sorry, Justin, if you're watching this, FYI, you're getting a KLR 250 for Christmas. Trailer's doing great, by the way. This is the stand-up Kendon trailer. I had it last year, brand new bearings. They pressure washed it down and then repainted a bunch of parts that were starting to rust. So this has all been freshly painted. Not that part though, but the trailer's doing fine. And then of course there's the Ionic. I've had my own little videos about that. What's going on? Is that just dirt? Okay. Got my own little video series going on with the Ionic. Heather's car yesterday, the Sport Wagon, the 2016 Sport Wagon, has over 70,000 miles now, and her coolant was empty. So there's clearly a leak. We'll have to just keep an eye on it, but I keep G13 coolant around, so top the coolant off, and then some distilled water was added. But yeah, it was complete. I mean, it was empty down to the hose. And I looked everywhere for a leak and couldn't find one. So I have no effing clue what's going on. But it appears to have been fine since then. So I only filled it to the minimum. It's fine now, but I looked through all the hoses, underbody and stuff, and I couldn't find any instance, but it was basically down to where that tube is right there. So, and I see no signs of coolant spray anywhere on the engine bay. I don't know, but it's a weird one, huh? So that's the garage update. Tomorrow we'll bring the Ford Escape and put the Golf R in storage. Aren't those bikes cool though? I love them all in their own way. Well, ignore the trash. But she's back. So as you guys know from my last video, I just focused on the bikes, and the Golf R was kind of in the distance. Well, now the Golf R is over in storage. It's not quite done for the year yet though, because I have to go and fill it with ethanol free, put some stabilizer in there, buy some mildew, some damp rid that goes in the seat to keep the mildew out, and also put some anti-mice, some mint. It's mint bags basically, keep the mice out of the engine bay. Then it'll be ready for storage, and of course the battery tender. So we have our Ioniq here, fully charged, still with all seasons, and now the Ford Escape is back home as well. Now with the Ford Escape, I had problems starting it today. The battery is completely dead. We did get it started. As soon as I got home, it wouldn't restart. So it's dead. But luckily, after tomorrow's trash run, so some fall cleanup here, I'm taking it to Ford to get a few things. So the valve cover gasket, the header gasket will be replaced. Oil change. The heat shield that's underneath the muffler, or on top of the muffler underneath the storage area, that heat shield is cracked. So it's just rattling on the muffler, so we'll get that replaced and then replace the battery now. I'm also going to have them do a wash. But the tires only have 3,000 miles of the Michelin Excise 3. Only have 3,000 miles on those. It drove like a car that's been sitting for 7 months. You know, really rusty brake rotors, flat spots in the tires. But yes, what you're looking at here is the winter setup. The Ioniq for commuting, and the Escape for trash runs, general purpose stuff, and then longer days in the saddle. And then soon, very soon, all 4 of these bikes will go inside. And that's the end of the video, I guess. Goodbye, Golf R. It was a good year. Only put about 3,000 miles on it this year, but it was a good year.